Hey, City, Ginger in the chat room. Let's get it. Not a problem.
Nothing can stop me. I'm addicted to you and I realize.
Shout out to my next ex-wife. Come on. Why are you so happy?
My dream is to help people understand how the universe operates.
Because it seems like everybody and their mother is wearing that fragrance down here. Before we get started, got some bad news today from the fragrance community. I don't know how many of you guys have been following me for a long time, but I started out doing my videos in men's style and fragrance. Actually, my first videos were fragrance videos. And one of the coolest people in the fragrance community, obviously one of the most well-liked people, everybody liked him, everybody loved him, was a guy by the name of Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, Carlos Powell. And unfortunately, he passed today. So it's a shock to everybody. Even in the fragrance community, where like any other hobby community, it can be snippy. It can be really kind of silly in a lot of ways. Carlos was one of the few people that everybody universally liked, loved, and respected. Yeah. Just wow. Just wow. So, I don't know what else to say to that, you know. Folks, life is not guaranteed to any of us. So, we talk about this living and dying. It's real. It's real. So, we have a GoFundMe set up for his burial situation. So I'm just saying my goodbyes to that man. You know, as I understand it, he passed. I don't want to spread rumor, but I did hear coronavirus. So while people out here are joking about this stuff, you know, I got people in my family right now who are positive. Yeah. Yeah. So, before we get started today, hold on. So, getting back in from Atlanta, back in from LA, and wow. Huh. Run tell that. Run tell that. How many people have seen my community tab? How many people have gone by and seen my community tab or my Instagram story, which blew up yet? Huh? We need to get the likes up. We need to keep the likes to dislike ratio up. But we don't. If I look over and it's lower than half, guess what? We play the whole song. So if you don't want to hear that whole song, keep the likes or dislikes up. Because we need to get into this. Why are you so happy, ladies? Ladies, what's going on? Why are women so happy today? Like in the gray plaid suit with the nice polka dot tie. You know, I like black and I like gray, but sometimes you need to have a little plaid in your wardrobe once you have your basic lineup. You need your solid. And generally, I like the uniform thing. You'll usually see me in pinstripes or solids. But the only thing I switch up is when I put in my gray plaids. And this is a Glen plaid look that I've rocked and worn for years. Got the gray accents, gray bracelet, gray glasses, salt, pepper, gray hair. Pissing a lot of folks off because apparently I'm supposed to be so old and so this and so decrepit. But how is it you keep on, like, I don't know, winning? What I mean by winning. Just had a podcast, you know, the No Jumper podcast. Shout out to the folks over at No Jumper. That came out today. It's actually about, I expected it to be out sometime this week. And it was fantastic filming with those guys. I loved it. I love filming with Adam 22 and AD. And I will say this, I'll be back out in LA doing a lot of things. Did you know, guys, I was actually toying between New York and LA, and I was 90-some-odd% sure I was going to move to New York. But as things have progressed over the last month and a half, LA may make more business sense. Why is that? Because there's a lot of stuff out in LA. But one thing that I noticed behind my boy behind the scenes, my homeboys, and why are women so angry today? And what do you mean? When I'm walking around Rodeo Drive, I will tell you, I could not go 30, 40, 50 yards without somebody pointing to me, talking to me. On any given day, I had at least 20 different conversations about, you're that guy that did this, or you're that guy that did that, or we have a Facebook. I spoke to women the entire time I was there. And what shocked me was how wrong so many women were on just the basic facts. One, you're that guy that called that lady average. No, I'm the guy that agreed with the woman when she said she was average. And what it really comes down to is this stopped being about Kevin a long time ago, but I'm the easiest target. So let's talk about it. If you go back to 2008 to 2016, there was something that used to be called Obama derangement syndrome. There were people who hated former President Barack Obama and everything he was and everything he stood for. So much so that if he said it was right, it had to be wrong. Whatever he did, by virtue of the fact that he did it, that meant there was a problem. See, Austin's better. Not for business. No, thank you. And the funny thing is, there was even with, former President Trump. Trump had some of the same effects on people. And it was the strangest thing because otherwise intelligent people would lose their freaking mind with these personalities. And the thing is, what it reminded me was what made me think of is what these personalities represent. What these personalities represent. So, let's just talk about it. Boom, there you go. Let's give them something to talk about. Oh, yeah, let's give them something to talk about. You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way before we get into it. I want to get all the way deep because, ooh-wee, some folks were just upset, triggered, because, you know, Kevin Samuels, he just took it so easy on her. And da-da-da. Look, let's do it. Let's get into it. Something to talk about. Oh, take that. Run with it. Run till that. Remember that song, Let's Give Them Something to Talk About? Let's give them something to talk about. Oh, take that. Run with it. Run till that. Something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. Oh, take that. Run with it. Run till that. Run till that. Shout out to Martin Lawrence. Great comedy skit. Run till that. Run till that. Martin did that after all the controversy where he was running down the street past. Like, everybody in Mama had something to say about Martin. Same thing with Richard Pryor. Thing is, once you, I guess, become a public personality, you're beyond the story. People got something to say about whatever you do. So fuck it. Fuck it. Run with it. Run with it. Run with it. Run with it. So the funny thing is, the people who got the most to say but I will say this, man. I will say this. What I noticed out in LA and Atlanta, and I'm on my way down to Houston, is that in general, men are far happier today. I'm seeing more men with smiles on their face. I'm starting to see more men in good moods. I'm starting to see more guys who just love life. And what I'm noticing is I'm seeing more women who are just like a little tight, unhappy. And it's like, what's going on with the ladies today? Why are you ladies so upset? What is going on with the ladies? And what I'm starting to realize is, I think many women are starting to realize that whether they like it or not, the clock is running out on some of this stuff. And my biggest critics and detractors are women, you know, up in that no man's land. And why is that important? At 27 to 35, when so many women could decide to do something different, but chose to do something different. And where's all this coming from? It culminated in that interview I did with Tommy Lee. Then I was in LA. And I keep my moves behind when I'm not here, you're not gonna hear about anything in my private. Why is that? Because I have studied this business from the outside and inside. And one of the worst things you can do is let your private life be known by people. That's why people always like, Shelby C, you just do that. Are you insane? Because that is asking for disaster. Why? Because you're trying to prove something to people who don't like it. It's a photo with me and Tommy Lee. It said, let's give them something to talk about. Now, in this photograph, let's just look at some. There are her shoulders, my shoulders. There's her torso, my torso. Here's her knee and lower part of her leg. Here's my femur. Most intelligent people would know that this photograph, by virtue of how it had to be cropped, cut for YouTube, would just show a tall man with a woman. But no, this photograph did something. Exactly what it's intended to. Let's give them something to talk about. And boy, talk did they do. As soon as people saw me with Tommy Lee on a photo, they told them. Women came out, old, angry, bitter, dried up, hateful women came out in droves. Look at him. Short dude. I knew he was short. Short man syndrome and shorty. And I'm sitting back and I'm just like, wow. Oh man. Now, funny, when I was walking, when I'm there, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm there were people, non-black folks sitting around pointing over here like taking pictures and stuff and so forth. I love your outfit, this and that, and then somebody's like, I recognize you. These folks don't look like you or me. But on YouTube, oh, everything is wrong with you. See, when a woman is angry, when people are unhappy, they want to, misery loves company, and they want to share it with everybody else. So I let it rock. And I want you guys to go in the comment section and see how happy so many women are today and how happy so many beta males are today, because for the most part, I'm going to say, usually when I run into men, probably about 70 to 80% of men are happy, in a good mood. But there are 10
Bro, I can't see the bench.
who are finished. And you're in that same category of, misery loves company. But I'm going to focus on you ladies today, because what's the big deal? Some of y'all wanted to see me tear her to shreds. But aren't you the same people that say you need to change your tone and moderate what you do? Some of y'all are talking about, look at, you can't, that would be your portion. Mm-hmm. What percentage of women make that kind of income?
I'm not sure at this moment of what percentage. Probably not.
4%. So what profession or high income skill do you have that will make $140,000 or more annually?
Well, as of now, I'm
a designer. Is it clothing? What?
I do clothing, designing and manufacturing. So I manufacture different apparels and things of that nature. And I have a large black business here in the US.
Okay. So now that for you and one kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many hours are you working?
Per week, well, since I set my own hours, I try to keep it down to around 25 or so hours a week, as in the position that I have, and then I have a staff that I manage as well.
You work 20 hours and you make in excess of $140,000. Optimistic projection. I'm just going with I'm just optimistic projection. But then listen though, no. Where are you gonna get the man that's making the 210?
That's the whole thing. That's like, okay, well, like you said, putting yourself out there, just trying to be in different environments, but trying to see, since I have been new to Vegas, like where, trying to stay ticket and make sure you're doing the right thing.
You haven't done anything.
Well, I've been out and doing certain things, but I don't know.
Ladies, understand. I went through this exam because I need to understand how women think versus men.
Yes, sir.